Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and today we have Quietforme's new unique that's coming to the game in 8.3, and they are the best looking gloves I've ever seen. Just look at the artwork on these. Can you imagine sticking your hands in those gloves? Whoa. Well, let's discuss these a little bit. So they're called the Ravenous Void, and they are a unique pair of gloves that you can put on. And what's really cool about them is look at the implicit and the base type of gloves. They are called the Gluttonous gloves, and they have vitality, up to 10 points of vitality as an implicit rule. The reason that's good, that's 100 health. That is 100 health that they can give you. And then in the stats below, you can get even more. But let's go through some of these because it has some unique things that are unique to these gloves that are not implemented in the game yet, and look like it could be a very tasty treat for those of you that like to build damage reduction builds, which is very important in Last Epoch. The first one, we have gain a stack of Void Barrier every 3 seconds while above your endurance threshold. Each stack of Void Barrier grants 5% damage reduction and stacks up to 5 times. That means as long as you stay above your endurance threshold, you can get 25% damage reduction. That's huge. That is a huge damage reduction. Almost comparable, as good as the Wings of Argentus, except you're not required to move, just simply to stay above your life. I could easily see these stacking on a Warpath build with Wings of Argentus and just getting an absolute huge amount of damage reduction. It's just crazy how much damage reduction you can get on these. The second affix, dropping below your endurance threshold, converts all stacks of Void Barrier to Time Rot and disables the Void Barrier generation for 10 seconds. What this means is when you do take a huge hit and it takes you down below your endurance threshold, you're about to take a lot more damage. Those gloves are going to churn on you, and instead of protecting you, suddenly you're going to take a lot of damage for 10 seconds and not be able to get that damage reduction. So you're going to definitely want to be very careful and be very alert when your health does take a big hit. These also provide up to 10% less Void damage taken, so that means that for Void you can get up to 35% damage reduction. Granted, those probably don't add together, it's multiplicative, I'm not going to do the math in my head, but it's even more damage reduction. It also gives you up to 15% increased health. Another reason that's huge is that means that if you have 10 vitality, not only do you get 15% more health, but that 100 health from the vitality is now 115 health. That's huge. Even more health. It can give you up to 100 endurance threshold, and it converts 25% of physical damage is now taken as Void. You might first look at that and say, well, that's kind of bad, because if you are playing an armor build, physical damage is kind of the kind you want to take because you get the damage reduction from armor as well. However, these are universal gloves that can be worn on any character, which means this is a good thing, and if you stack that with other ways to take less Void damage, or for instance, if you put on Orion's Eye, I'm not sure how that interaction is going to work, you can take less physical damage, convert it to Void, then convert all Void damage into fire and have reduced fire damage taken. Don't ask me how all those conversions are going to work. Hopefully they're not bugged, but it looks like a very powerful, unique pair of gloves, and you gotta be level 91 to wear them. So I hope you have some endgame characters, because you're gonna have to be high level to put these bad boys on. But they look like they're gonna be well worth it. I could definitely see these being best in slot for a lot of builds that have been struggling with survivability. But you know, I still just can't get over that artwork. So congrats to the EHG team. This is a just miraculous, marvelous pair of gloves, and congrats to Quietforme for your ability to make such, your inspiration for these gloves. Absolutely amazing. Can't wait to get my hands on them. Can't wait to figure out how to get them. And they just thinking about putting my hands into those, ugh, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait till 8.3 drops. And again, congrats. And that's gonna be it for me. What do you guys think about these gloves? You like that artwork? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, stay safe, travelers, and have a good one.